We still have 1 minute. I'm just testing how everything works. I hope a lot of you can join today. And actually, I wanted to make it public so all people see all over the world what we're doing here. Um, and the whole idea is to get the whole world familiar with Neurographica. And that's why I thought the timing is going to be right at 8:30 when a lot of people came back from work. Some people just go out at this time. Hi, Maureen. How are you? Um, I know that a lot of people go out. It is Friday night after a working week. Everyone wants to relax. So, but the good news is that the recording is going to be right here. So you can come back at any time, rewatch the video. I will create a hashtag. I will make sure you guys can always come back and watch it again. And at some point, when I'm going to finish my 4 lesson series, I'm going to be uploading them to YouTube and posting the links on my personal timeline. So you can always go back and rewatch all of them. All right, so who do we have? We have Aigul, we have Inga, we have Zoya, Maureen. Hey guys, I'm happy you're joining. I'm actually expecting more active participation this time because the first time was more like an introduction. I really didn't want to overwhelm you with a lot of information, so I just gave you some basics, but this time around, I hope we're gonna get better interaction. So what is it today? Why today is such a special day for a lot of people? Number one, we've got a new moon. Lots of astrologists have been talking about how it affects everyone. I think we're preparing for a new month with a lot of energy, and it is a beautiful time to set intentions during the new moon time because it's a growing moon, and we really want to grow our finances and our success, professional success in business. So it is a perfect time. Hi, Irene, how are you? So the second event that takes place today, the Chinese New Year kicks in. So we are getting into the white metal red year. And as you know, that this year is not supposed to be an easy one. It is a transformational year. And that's why so many people experienced a lot of negative events right after New Year. Some people already felt the energy of this period even before New Year's. So I've got tons of private messages asking me to help out, and that was the reason why I created this 4 lesson series to get everyone exposed to Neurographica. And you know, whoever's joining me for the first time, there is a first lesson on my timeline. I'm not going to repeat myself right now because we have a lot of work to do. So in order for you to get more familiar, please watch my first lesson where I'm talking about Neurographica, Neurographic line, Neurographic figures, some other things. So today we're going to be mostly focusing on financial flow. And I know right now lots of people going through some financial issues, unexpected, expected, regardless, right? And we really want to make sure that we know how to work with the financial abundance. For you who joining me for the first time, I just want to mention that Maria Volkova is my business partner. Together with me, we had started community online. Most of you know us offline. We're running retreats, we're running events, but this time around, we're bringing our business online so a lot of people can get exposed to what we do. And the community name is Rewired for Abundance. We're also going to be running 5-day challenge. It's going to be totally free, starting in February 17. So we're inviting anyone who would like to join, please send your request to get approved in the community. I must say we don't approve just everyone. We really want to make sure that people who are joining, they really want to get a lot of benefits and they're coming not just to entertain themselves or like make connections. We really need people who need help and who's willing to participate in 5-day challenge, and those people we're going to support and approve into the challenge. Okay, so there is a pre-approval process, guys. So that's why I'm saying in advance, don't just assume that everyone's going to get approved. I know lots of you already sent a lot of people our way. Um, we rejected a lot of people, but we accepted a lot of people as well. Hi, Olga. Hi, Natalia, Anna, Vera. Hey, guys. I'm happy to see you. Laura. Hey, guys. So let's just step back a little bit, right? Today I'm dedicating this class to my friend Iraida Berg, who's in the hospital right now, and I was just amazed the way she replied to me. She said, "Darling, I will try to watch your class while I'm in the hospital bed." So for me, it gave me such a beautiful vibe that no matter what, she's still trying to work on everything that comes her way. And I'm wearing your gift, Iraida. I don't know if you're watching right now, but when you come back and rewatch this video, I want you to know that I'm wearing your gift and I'm sending you my love and my prayers and healing vibes. And I'm asking everyone who knows Iraida, please send her healing vibes and love and open heart. Hi, Inga. I see my friend Inga here. Natalia Katzman is my colleague. I'm glad to see you as well. Awesome. So we'll be getting people, and I hope you guys can more actively participate in today's class. All right. So what else I wanted to say before we're going to start? Neurographic is not a miracle. Okay, some people just started sending me messages, Margarita, you're preaching that it's a miracle, that it's like kind of a cookie cutter for every problem. It can solve any problem. Specifically when it comes to finances, I don't promise anything with my classes, right? So don't assume that after one class, money all of the sudden or gold is going to be piling up your way. It takes a lot of work. Nothing happens just in 1 second. Everything takes time. Everything takes dedication, repetition. That's why I just want to bring up front that I don't promise anything with this class. I'm just trying to get you exposed to Neurographica and work on your finances. I know lots of people in need. Hi, Valentina. Valentina just joined. So just assume that once you're going to get exposed, that if you really like the method and if you felt the vibe of the method, then consider joining my courses. I offer level 1, which is introductory course, mostly therapeutical, where I'll be working on lifting inner limitations. And we're also offering level 2 together with Svetlana Safonova from Moscow's Institute. So she's helping out and she's pairing with me in order to provide level 2 classes to English speaking, okay? Because for the Russian speaking world, I think everyone is spoiled. We've got a lot of instructors, specialists who's bringing Neurographica to Russian speaking world, but come on, guys, we have to start doing it in English. And I'm glad that more instructors are joining me in order to spread the knowledge and spread the benefits. Now we're coming to benefits. So I know that some of you had asked me, what benefits did you get from Neurographic? I've talked about this in my first class. I already mentioned that it totally changed my life. It totally reprogrammed my belief system. It changed my perspective towards myself, towards anything that I do. I pulled myself out from corporate world, which I didn't like. A lot of you know. Hey, George, how's it going? A lot of you know me for a long, long time. I always express my dislike towards corporate world. And it's not like I didn't like what I was doing. I just didn't like that structure. Although it taught me a lot of discipline and control and kind of like how to do things right, not to get into emotional state, but rather taking emotions under control and getting the work done. That was a positive part. But the more I was working in corporate, the more I disliked it. And I'm so happy finally last year in March, I got out. They actually let me out finally. But I've done a lot of work towards that in Neurographic and with my other teachers. And so I was delighted so that I could finally work on my own business. And now, as I said, we're offering our Rewire for Abundance community online together with Maria. And we are excited that we're getting a lot of people signing up and joining our community. And lots of you who joined today, they are part of this community. So later when I finish this class, I will post the links. Whoever wants to join, please don't hesitate to knock on our doors. And as I said, we're going to pre-qualify you before we approve. And I hope that we're going to see a lot of inspired people around us. Okay, so the benefits is just think about it, that you hitting the reset button, and instead of old you, you're getting new you. But it doesn't happen over time. I have to say that over and over again. People think they're going to do 2 drones. That's it. Their life is going to be totally different. It's not going to happen, guys. I'm sorry. Although for some of you, maybe, if you've already done a lot of work on yourself for 20 plus years, it may happen. But for most of you, it's not going to happen. It takes time. I've been with Neurographica since March 2017. And since that time, I've been working on myself nonstop, and I'm still working on myself nonstop. So it is a process. I don't think this process will ever end, because new algorithms evolve. New teachers are coming with new algorithms. The author of the method, Pavel Piskarov, he comes up with lots of methods. So I constantly follow the institute based in St. Petersburg and also in Zurich, Switzerland. So we kind of like bringing all the knowledge from Europe to United States, to Australia, to Canada, and to the rest of the English-speaking world. All right, so in Neurographica, we don't like to talk too much. We like to actually draw, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. I'm going to be switching to my drawing board. I'm going to show you some of my work again, something different from the first lesson. And we're going to start drawing together. So I hope you guys have something to draw with. Mixed media paper maybe, but it doesn't really matter. My teacher is saying even with the burnt stick, you can draw on something on the wall, right? You don't have to have fancy supplies. You don't have to have fancy pencils, markers. You don't have to buy super expensive paper. I draw on whatever I find. Okay, I go to conference, I'm drawing in my notebook, and it's fine as well. As long as you're drawing, and as long as you catching the concept of Neurographica and implementing it, you should be okay. All right, so let me just switch to the drawing board and we'll continue our conversation. Just one thing, guys, again, with the camera, because it's only one camera, not like in Zoom. I will be trying to do it super quick. Doesn't go. All right, this time around I was not that lucky, but now I'm getting lucky, I guess. All right. Whew. That's the hardest part, by the way, to switch the camera. Who do I have? I have Lena. Hi, Lena. I have Sloan Ann. Hey, guys. I'm happy you're joining. Please participate and don't hesitate to ask me questions. I'm here for that, right? So you don't feel like I'm the only one talking and you don't have a right to ask a question. Sure, you have a right to ask as many questions as you want. Today we're going to go over 1 hour because the algorithm that we're going to be doing is a little bit longer than the last time we've been doing it, but get prepared. I just want to show you some of my work first. So you could see some of my work. This particular work took the 2nd place in the international competition for neurographical drawing. You would not understand what goes on here, just catch the vibe. You probably would see some images coming up. They were not intentional, but this work was like quite amazing, even for me, for myself. Like if I turned it around, and that's the beauty of Neurographica, you could see some other images like birds all over the place, and they came out by themselves. I didn't draw them. And if I move this way, you could see fishes. It's just amazing how it works with Neurographica. You never know what you're going to get. Let me show you another algorithm. So you're going to get familiar a little bit. I've been doing it with the Russian group. We've been, Iraida, hi, my love. I mentioned you. I just want to show that I'm wearing your gift. I'm so happy you joined. All right. So this algorithm is called Ah, awesome. You super trooper girl. Iraida, love you, baby. So this algorithm is called Neuro3. It has a special meaning as well. I'll be teaching it on level 2. Just quickly going through some of the work that's been done. And this one is a pretty complex work that I've done last year in order to program my 2020. There's a lot of things going on here. I was mostly programming my financial abundance, my new business. For me, this particular work is endearing because I've put so much into this. It has so many layers. You see, like I'm just giving you the taste of what you can do. I know you're going to say, Margarita, we don't understand what it's all about, but guys, you don't, I can't tell everything in one lesson or 2 or even 4. It takes time, as I said, to learn. You're welcome to join my classes online. I have learn at your own pace policy, so just send me DM and we'll talk. Here's another one. Look at that. Oh, we've been drawing mandalas, and this class was amazing. I've done a lot of work here and working with colors. You could see how colorful it is. It's one of my favorite. Let me show you another one. This particular algorithm is a shamanic ring. Everyone is in love with shamanic ring. I was actually contemplating, should I give you a shamanic ring? But then everyone was like, no, 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 give us financial flow because it is so important. But this particular algorithm is super exciting because it's got like lines going across, they're going down, they're going up. It's just a lot of things going on here, and a lot of work has been done during the practice of this algorithm. Let me see what else I have to show you. Let me just show you what else you can do with this. You could draw a mandalas. Let me show you one of the mandalas. It's just like that. You can draw mandalas. Also, you know, the sense of expansion. Oh, Freya, how are you? Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you for ages. Thanks for joining, by the way. You guys all awesome. I love you. All right, so here's the mandala, and also this mandala has a totally different meaning than the other one, than this one, okay? And it's hard to explain what's the difference because it was just so much put into those drawings, so much of my emotions and so much of my perception of the world that, you know, in 2 words, it's impossible to explain. Here, what else you can do with Neurographica? Not so pretty as the other ones, but look at this, how many lines. And what we say in Neurographica, the quantity of the lines define the quality of your work. The quantity of the lines define the quality of your work. And look at this. Apparently, a lot of things going on here. I keep saying that it's not just art. It's not just a therapeutical method. It is a life-changing, it's a modeling, it's a coaching method. So don't expect that it's just, all right, let me just draw a few lines and things gonna, no, it is a lot of work in the world. Look at this, look at how many lines I put together. And I left it on purpose with no color so I can show other people how actually neurographic flow looks like. And here it's totally demonstrating collaboration of neurographic elements together with the lines, okay? You see that 1 million a year? I'm not ashamed to say that I'm targeting this, okay? And you guys may say, Margarita gone mad. She thinks she can make 1 million. But, you know, we'll talk about this. Today it's all about money, okay? So we're gonna have this beautiful opportunity to talk about this. Here's another work, neurographic flow. You could see different kind of flow where I have layers of lines, layers of colors, overlapping, the whole thing. It was just amazing as well. You know, during the drawing, you're really getting lots of insights. You're getting aha moments. Think about this as a meditation in motion, right? I know in some schools they're teaching walking meditations, analytical meditations. This one is kind of different kind of work where you working with your marker, then you're coloring, you're getting the sense of layering the colors, and it's amazing. It's amazing. All right, let me just give you a couple of more examples and then we'll continue. the goal setting one. That's a goal setting. There's a bunch of things written around. Let's actually turn that around. All about money. All about money. 100,000. You see some other things. I've been setting my monetary goals for year of 2020, and look at the algorithm. Like beautiful stars. I actually use metallic gold in order to emphasize my goals, and it really works. You know, the colors can really do magic, seriously speaking, because with colors, it totally reflects how you feel. If you work with money, it's nice to have some gold. We're not going to be using gold today because it's a complex kind of color to deal with. But once you get a concept, you can just purchase metallic gold and also utilize it. Here's another one. Like if you want to work with your children, you've got small children, we are working with portraits where this is me actually, total unrecognizable. Actually, behind this icy lady is my portrait printed out on black and white. And then I was working with children, and we've been creating some fairy tale character out of it. And all the kids been creating similar fairy tale characters. And let me just go through the last one, and then we're going to start drawing. Here, you don't have to be an artist in order to do Neurographica. You see how simple it is? You don't, people come to me and they telling me, Margarita, we can't do Neurographica. And I'm like, why? Oh, because we don't know how to draw. That's wonderful that you don't know how to draw. Let me tell you that. Because what happens when the trained artists, professionals, they come my way, they're looking and they're like, oh, that's not how I've been trained to draw. Fine, I have no problem with classic training for artists. They're producing beautiful work, but this is not about that. The beautiful art is a side effect of your work. Here, look how many things are written down: total wealth, health, 10 millions. I've gone totally crazy with this particular pattern. And look, here, all I'm doing, like kind of like mathematical calculation, like really like looking to 2029. All right, you can plan for one day, you can plan even for 1 hour, you can plan for your entire life if you wish with Neurographica. And here you could see all the stars that I put together, my shining stars that help me out to get through everything what I'm planning to do. All right, so saying that, no, I have to show you another one. Like, guys, I encourage you to do work with kids. Again, this is my portrait. I printed it out black and white, and kids got also engaged into the project. And we've been creating like, that was done for Halloween, the Halloween costume. So I've been like a fairy during Halloween, and that's what I drew right on top of my photograph printed out in grayscale. And, you know, if you have kids and you learn at least basics, then you can totally do some fun work with them, just like that. All right, are you ready? Who's ready to draw with me, guys? Put a plus sign. Who's drawing with me? I want to know. Hello, hello. Who is drawing with me? Nobody? All right, maybe it's a delay in time, because when you go live, sometimes it's a couple of minutes delay, but it's totally fine. If you're not drawing, I'm sure you're going to come back to this algorithm and start drawing, because it's educational, it's beneficial, and we're talking about money, okay? And it's not out of greed that I'm actually creating all this beautiful work. Irene, you are A+, you know that. So it's not about greed, it's about really getting in tune with the energy of finance. Natasha, you're awesome. Thank you, darling. Some people come to me and they say, Margarita, we are financially set. We don't need to work with finances. Okay. For some, like if I would ask you a question, what is for you to be financially set? Like when you like the moment where you would say, I don't need more money. I'm totally fine with what I have. How much do you need? Can you guys, in your view, just give me a number? What would make you happy? I would greatly appreciate people who are drawn. Maybe you can give me some hints. While you're doing it, I'm just going to say something. When people say that they really don't care about money, or they're not really interested, they're more like into spiritual work, they're into some other work, it is dangerous to say that, because by saying that, you're basically saying, not you, but whoever is saying that, basically saying to universe, I have enough. And guess what can happen? The financial flow may shut down and say, all right, this person is already sad. There's nothing to expect. And we know that universe loves us only when we are attuned to universal power. I said 25K for start per month. That's a good number. That's a good number, Irene. Irene is my true student, because recently I started to talk about 10X. There is a person, Grant, I believe Grant Cardone, who wrote the book 10X. Okay, and what he's saying, you have to have a number in mind and multiply by 10. All right, and I started preaching it for everything, not just for money. If you want a relationship, fine, multiply by 10. You want your certain income, like Natasha said, she wants 25K. So Natasha, multiply by 10, darling. Same applies to Irene and everybody else who would write, okay? And universe loves it. Universe loves it that we are hungry. We are hungry for more. We are not settled with what we have, okay? And let's just start exploring where we are with money, right, at this particular point. And people who drove with me, you start with me. Here's how we usually start our work when we are working in a modeling, algorithms, not in a therapeutical. Therapeutical have totally different concept and approach. But here what we do, basically all you need to do is just to fill the paper, just like that, with your palm, and see where are you on this paper. Remember we talked about the flow, and I mentioned Mihai Csikszentmihalyi. He wrote the book, The Flow, or just Flow. We're working with the flow of the universe. We're working with the universal power. That's what we're doing right now. Natasha, yes, you're right. I see what you're writing. All right, so good to close your eyes. We are getting in tune with our inner sense of where we are in the field, where we are in that point of all potentials. They all exist in that 0 point where everything is possible. And I'm somewhere here. And that's what I want to emphasize, that I'm here. I am right here. Okay. I am right here. And you guys draw where you are. Everyone's going to be in a different position according to the paper. One thing I have to repeat again, the edges of the paper, they're not the ending of your drawing, because you can always add more paper from any side and continue to infinity and beyond. You can draw even on the wall, you can draw everywhere. The drawing never ends. It goes to infinity and beyond. So I have to mention, because it's important, because maybe one paper is not enough for you. Maybe you would want to add more in order to continue, okay? All right, here we are. And let's see where all our finances live. Where is the financial abundance lives on this field? Where is it? Where? Let me just sense it with my palm. And we need to trust our inner intuition. It's all about trusting yourself and trusting your choices. Let's just feel it. Let's see. And trust your intuition. All right. I'm getting it somewhere here. And let me draw my reservoir of finances that always exists. It's just us who's getting all these blocks, and with our belief system, with our upbringing, that we're saying, oh no, this is not possible, it's impossible. Everything is possible. Everything is possible, and graphically we can prove it. So when we look at the relationship between my financial abundance all right? Whatever it is, multi-millions. I go for multi-millions. I don't know what you guys going for. I'm going to the maximum. And here I am. And what do I see here? It is a great way to diagnose where you are on the field. And I see that I'm too small comparing to financial abundance that I just drew on top of me, basically. It's much higher than I am, first of all. We're not touching each other, all right? That's another thing to notice. I'm too small. Can I actually draw from such a huge reservoir to me being kind of like 3 times smaller than it is? What do I need to do in order to match this? I have to raise my vibrations. I have to enlarge myself to the point where, and it's not a spiral, guys, because some people start drawing spirals. No, we're not doing spirals. We're just enlarging ourselves to match the financial reservoir that we're going to be working with. I encourage you, if you see yourself looking very small, or if your financial abundance reservoir is too small, increase it. Multiply by 10x, guys. That's what we're doing here, okay? So look at me. I made myself really much bigger than I was. And I'm kind of like, I'm looking inside of myself from the body level and from emotional level and on the mental level. Do I agree with this picture? I agree with this because right away inside of my chest, I feel kind of expansion. I've expanded towards accepting the financial abundance. I am much bigger. I'm matching it. Now we can work together. Would I be able to work being so small? Maybe, maybe I would, but it would be much easier if I would expand myself in size. And now when I've expanded, people who are drawn, they start feeling that something goes on in their chest, like they kind of like expanding. Some people feel it in the third chakra, right? In the solar plexus, or some people even may start feeling lower chakras where they're responsible for physical survival and inspiration, right? For the second chakra I'm talking about. So it doesn't matter where you feel it. Maybe if your entire body feels it and emotionally you feel expanded and ready to work with the abundance of money and finance. Now I feel like we are in equal positions and we can start communicating. Before that, I didn't feel that way. Okay. And now when I've done this part of work, I'm going to start contemplating. I'm going to start contemplating and thinking how, I mean, they're already touching, which is a great news, right? First time when I was doing this work with my Russian community, Genius Power Club, I've kind of been like apart from, a little bit apart from the financial abundance flow. And this time around, you see, that's the second work. That's why we're saying sometimes you need to do 2, 3, 5, 10 works using the same idea in order to get results. I already see I'm getting better results second time around, okay? And knowing that, I just want to contemplate. And the way we're contemplating in Neurographica, we are starting with neurographic lines. And again, for people who just joined and never heard about neurographic line never repeats itself. It flows like a river. It flows like a crown of the trees when you look at them, and it goes to the infinity. It starts from the infinity, it flows through our paper, and it goes to the world of potential, right? Of all the potentials that exist in the world. And all I'm going to be doing right now, and you guys, whoever is working with me, please do so too. Irene Coyne has been doing this together with me last time in the Genius Power Club. She had wonderful results, fantastic results. And I was very pleased that my students actually, they're getting tangible results. And at the end, you guys may say and argue with me, Margarita, it's all on paper. We don't expect to see it in real life. Guess what? At some point, my whole life was in the drawings, the way I've seen it. I wanted perfect relationship. I wanted to be free from corporate. I wanted to have my own business. I wanted a partnership with the right people. I wanted so much. And at that time, I just had so little. Like nothing was really resonating and showing me that, yes, it's possible, right? But through the drawings, through the ideas, and through contemplation, you see, all I'm doing is just bringing the lines on the paper. They're crossing each other, okay? And you do too. Just draw them. So through this line, because this line has a totally natural bionic meaning, it is everything what exists in nature, because nature doesn't have straight lines. Our houses, our buildings, it's all human invention. And when we're doing something that totally resonates with the vibrations of universal energy, then we're getting attuned to this energy through mind-body connection. Okay, you may say, how does that relate to neuroscience? And where is the proof? I know lots of people analytical and they're like, well, it's all well said, but where's the proof? It's almost like Jesus Christ needs to appear among the people in order for people to believe. Although I think even though if he would appear, everyone would question. They would say probably it's an actor, or they would say, I don't believe it's Jesus. Maybe maybe it is somebody who set up to be Jesus, but it's not him. So people by nature are constantly in disbelief mode, and they constantly need to prove me, and then I will believe. Actually, in the world of Neurographica, everything starts with belief, and then we materialize our beliefs. It goes other way around, and same thing what yoga gurus preaching and qigong and anybody who is in the Asian knowledge, they would tell you that everything starts with belief. Everything starts with belief. If you remember the Bible, the word was first. There was a word, and after that, everything, the world had started, okay, to have an existence. So, and belief is the word, because that's how we communicate to ourselves, through language. Through language, sometimes we communicate through sound. It could be Tibetan bowl sound, or Chinese flute, or the sound of waterfall. Some people even understand the language of animals. Like Maria, she has a lot of experience working with animals and understanding them. But the belief is always primary. It's primary. Look what I'm doing. I'm doing those connection point called rounding. Once we round, we are creating ideas. We are kind of building neurographic pattern that will serve us during the process and after we complete the process and contemplate even more, looking at the finished piece. But right now what I'm doing, and I'm teaching how to do this in the first lesson. So if you guys didn't see the lesson, please, it's on my timeline. Go and watch it. But what I'm doing right now for the rounding, I'm eliminating conflicts between the crossings of the lines and figures. Because in Neurographica, we believe whatever crosses creates a conflict. It creates a conflict. And in order for us to integrate every piece of Neurographica drawing, we really need to do rounding. So this method is called rounding. Look at that. Look how neat it is. It's beautiful and it's therapeutical. Maria and I had when was it? It was day before yesterday. We've been teaching at Tibet House, and we had a fantastic experience teaching there. That was on Wednesday, I believe. Lots of people came and they've been exposed, and all of them said in one voice that rounding really had such a therapeutical effect on them. Some people came tired from work. All of a sudden, when they started rounding, they started relaxing and feeling much better, relaxing into the flow. So when you do rounding, you really getting therapeutical effect of the drawing. Although we're mostly concerned about how we are getting attuned to our financial abundance, okay? But we need to do rounding. And we can start the line from anywhere. It doesn't have to be from one side to another. The line can go from and grow from anywhere, just like that. Look at that, okay? So while I'm doing this, I'm actually contemplating. And I know a lot of you are not drawing right now. So when you're going to be rewatching this lesson, try to contemplate. Try to think about, what am I missing? What do I need to have in life in order to get attuned to this energy of universal abundance that would bring me money, that would bring me my personal freedom? Dina, how are you? I see Dina just joined. Dina is my childhood friend. Hey, Dina, I'm happy you joined. Let's see, what do we need? Do we need any resources here maybe that would help us out to get more in touch with the financial abundance? And I think one of the things that I could definitely add here is a resource of patience. Patience. Some people come to me totally impatient and they say, hey, Margarita, it says that Neurographica can really reprogram you. And, you know, we want to get rewired and we wanted it now. Doesn't work that way, guys. I already said that. It doesn't work that way because we really need to build up towards that. It's not a miracle practice. It is a very tangible, scientific proven practice of creating new neurological connections. That's what it's all about. From mind body, we are getting engaged into this work where we are creating new neurological connections, and we're also reactivating the dormant connections that we once had, but we never actually used them. And all of a sudden, everything gets reactivated. First of all, a lot of us stopped drawing when we got out from elementary school. When my students come to me, I'm asking them a question, and where you guys were drawn last? And they like, well, maybe in elementary school. So now we really need to remember. We need to remember how to hold a pencil or how to hold a marker in order to draw. We need to reactivate those dormant neurological connections in order to engage them into the process of drawing. Plus, we're creating brand new ones because the ideas that we're using here are totally fresh. What we're saying, we need to maximize, we need to magnetize. We're saying 10x. You want 100,000? Guess what? Multiply by 10. That's how we do it. We are not shy. We are not setting small goals. What's the purpose of setting small goals? The small goals can be achieved without Neurographica if we dedicate it and putting a lot of effort. Here we want to magnetize. Here we want to get totally reprogrammed from where we are. And I just added patience, and I'm going to just say patience. Okay? So remember what I've done. I need this resource to help me out. Patience. Okay? And I know lots of things that I'm doing right now, they require a lot of patience. Patience with people, patience with the engagement that we are having in the groups. You see some people, like they're getting into the groups and they're having questions, or they misunderstood. They got into the group and like, oh, we misunderstood. We thought it's that. But again, whoever is staying, and I've got my students here, fantastic students, like Irene, Natasha just joined my level 1. Who do I have? Who else? Avira is here, and Raida. Everyone tried working with me and to get tangible results. But again, in order to get them, 1 or 2 lessons are not enough. You really need to complete a course. At least 10 drawings, 12 drawings is even better, right? I see my childhood friend Mariana is here. Hey, Mariana, happy to see you. It's amazing how small this world is. We're meeting our childhood friends through going live on Facebook. Wow, that's amazing. Technology is really, really cool. All right, so we continue to round and contemplate, okay? So what else do I need here? And you guys think about, what do you need in order to get in touch with financial abundance? What other resource you may need? And I know that I need consistency in my work. I need a consistency, and I want to edit. I have to be consistent. It's not enough just to do one thing one time. Repetition is the key. Consistency is the key. And I'm adding it up right here. Okay? Consistency. For you, it could be something else. Self-sabotage. How about that? I know a lot of people in my mentoring group that I'm taking some wonderful program from San Diego company, and I go there for conferences. I've been twice already there. Last year, they saying we are self-sabotaging ourselves. Like they're getting to the point where success is coming their way, but because they've been programmed through their parents, through their surrounding, through their neighborhood friends, that they're not worthy of the money that they really want to get in life. And this belief ruins their lives. It ruins the whole thing. They really want to get what they want to get, but subconsciously, they are self-sabotaging themselves. Also, another thing that influences people sometimes, what other people think about you. What other people? If people think that you are not capable, that you are somebody who would never achieve any success in life, and my parents actually made this huge mistake. They were always saying, "Oh, you're not going to be good at anything. You this and that." They were saying a lot of negative things to me, programming my mind towards a failure. And it took me a lot of years to get out from this mode and start believing in myself. But, at least I'm a living proof that everything is possible when people are dedicated towards their self-development. But a lot of people stayed in that and they believe their parents. Mommy said, I will never achieve anything in life. Oh, goodness. A really hurtful idea, but some parents, they don't really understand. They are like children themselves who need a lot of work to be done on them. So if you have that belief that you're not good enough, you will never earn whatever you would like to earn, you would never be able to express yourself, or people believe that that's what you are, it's going to sabotage you. And when you get to success, you're going to be like, no, 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 I can't take this money. I cannot because I'm not worth it. No, not me. Maybe somebody else. Maybe Trump worth it. Maybe Bill Gates, but not me. Okay? And we see a lot of cases of people self-sabotaging themselves. And for this, we have therapeutical algorithms to help out to get through from actually limiting beliefs and to get through the blocks that they have. So we are helping to dissolve those negative beliefs that bring these self-sabotaging ideas. Okay. Hi, Alina. Nice to see you as well. She just joined. And that's what I'm thinking. Like, do I still have those limiting beliefs? So far, I think I'm good. I'm good. I just need resources. And I've added patience. I've added consistency. What else do I need? What else do I need? I think I would like to add here another resource. Next to me is my family. Family needs to be supportive. I know lots of women in my community, and for people who don't know, I'm running female community, Amarna Sanctuary, supporting women in their self-development. A lot of women had reported to me that their husbands are not in a huge favor for them to come to our female circles that my friend and our community member Inessa is running now in her house. Some men not in a huge favor for women to go out and connect with other women. Why? Different reasons. Some men love to fixate women on his energy. He's a husband. He wants her to cook dinner. He wants her to take care of children. So lots of girls reporting to me, oh, my husband is not going to be happy about me leaving the house. And everyone deals with this, and everyone is trying their best because we really care about the family and we want everyone to be happy, our children to be happy, our husbands, our boyfriends, whoever we live with. We want everyone to be happy, but what about us? What about us, right? And a lot of people self-sabotage themselves where they start getting a good income, like really greater than anybody else in their community. And all of a sudden, they're losing friends. People don't want to deal with them. People are saying, "Fool, he's into money now." It's like with disgust. I don't want to deal with him anymore, with her. Okay. And all of a sudden, we find ourselves lonely, lonely with our millions sitting on this pile of gold, been totally lonely and left alone by the community of people who are stuck in their own belief system, either jealousy, misunderstanding, or they themselves don't believe they can get to that level. And all of a sudden, people feel lonely and they're like, oh, I have to drop all this money in order for people to love me and come back to me. Okay. And that's self-sabotage. Okay. It is. So just remember what sabotages you: your own belief about yourself, who you are, and what you deserve. Other people's belief, your friends, your family, whoever is around you. Your truth. What is your truth? Like, if you know that's how it is and you're stuck in this mode that you don't want to change your belief system, money are bad. Only rich people can afford this, or only rich people can rule the world. I will never be there among them. Never, ever. It's a belief system. It's something that is true for us, right? And if we lived in the poverty or in the scarcity mode, then it's so hard to get out from there. Specifically in the childhood, lots of people here come from Europe, come from Russia, where there was a communism for a long time. And like my childhood was during the commie time, and I know how it was. It was pretty challenging to live in those times, because my parents, I remember, like, oh my goodness, even food was something that we needed to struggle for. And that survival mode was passed by generation to generation to generation, because there was a war in Europe. We all went through World War II. Genetically, they're saying now that a lot of beliefs are passed through genetics. And that scarcity mode and survival mode has been implemented by our grandparents and their parents, and it goes on and on and on and on. So what we need to do, we need to reprogram this whole system. So what do I have here? I have myself enlarged. I have the financial, that's what I'm going to say, financial abundance. That's the one I want to say. Okay. Adding my resources. You also please add your resources here, whatever comes to you. What else do I want to add here? Maybe I'll add a triangle. And in Neurographica, we're using triangles when we want to emphasize action. And I'm adding this triangle in order to show that I'm willing and determined to get to my financial goals. And what are my financial goals? Whatever I have in mind, multiplied by 10. Okay? And you may argue with me and say it's all joke. You're joking, probably. Multiply by 10. But I will argue with you. Go get the book, listen to YouTube, try to implement, see what happens, believe. Don't try to Jesus Christ to show up in order for you to believe in him, or don't try to get proofs or analytical left brain proofs for anything that goes on here in Neurographica, because you're going to fail with this. It's not about that. It's about activating your neurons, and God lives in neurons, in our neurological connections. That's where he lives. And when people saying you're preaching the miracles, I'm not. I am not preaching any miracles. I'm preaching neuroscience, mind-body connection, emotional involvement, body reaction. Okay? That's what I'm preaching. I want you to engage all your senses, your thought pattern, your emotions, right? You have to feel excitement. You have to feel uplifted sense of, yes, I can really get there. Instead of falling asleep and saying, well, I'm 50 years old, my career is almost over, I'm going to be thinking of retirement, I'm ready to check out, my kids are already grown up, why would I even get engaged into something like this? Guys, the time is ticking. I'm sorry to say that, but the time is ticking. There are two processes that exist in the world. Evolution, right here, right? Or involution. Two processes. What is involution? Something that drags us down. That's a gravitation pull, right? Why we aging is because of that. We're going down. Evolution is bringing us up. That's why it's so important to magnetize evolutionary processes in order to offset this downward facing flow. And if you think you're going to stuck somewhere in the middle, it's a lie. You will never stuck in the middle. It is a total illusion. So that's why we're saying work on evolution, work on your self-development, work on your goals, work on your dreams. You're not going to live forever, ever. You're not going to live forever. Unfortunately, that's how we are. We are very fragile creatures, like everything on this earth plane. So start working on that up looking arrow, okay? That's what's going to bring you up. And if you're not working, believe it, you don't have to work on involution. It just happens by itself. It will drag you down, okay? So saying that, I'm going to continue drawing and contemplate more. What do I want? Why do I need money? And why do I need a lot of money? What is that? Not enough? Not enough food? Not enough houses? Not enough cars? Not enough vacation times? Everything is enough. But big money never come for just that. It has to be a greater purpose. It has to be something that serves a large number of people, humanity, the community. Large money will never come for just selfish reason of having maybe expensive jewelry or some design clothes, and it just doesn't come for that. It has to be a pretty large and good reason why you want this money, okay? And we know that people who would win the lottery, a lot of them would end up losing all the money. Why? Because they had no idea how to spend them. And they would go on spending and spending, and at the end, their pockets are empty, totally empty. Whose fault it is? Whose? Nobody's fault. It's just that's what it is. And again, if we don't work on ourselves, we are subject to involution. Sorry to say that, bad news, but that's what it is. Okay, so all those thoughts are coming to me while I'm drawing. And what do I feel right now? I feel energized, like I'm checking back to myself when you're going to be drawing. And people who are drawing with me, how do you feel right now? Are you breathing? Sometimes when we draw, we forget about breathing. But breathing is very important because the line is connected to the breathing process. Okay, action, triangle is action. I have to take an action. I can't lie down on a couch and think the money is gonna just flow in my open mouth. It's not gonna happen. I have to be active. I have to be consistent. I have to be patient in order to grow them. And I do have a purpose. For some of you who know, we've purchased the land in upstate New York for creating a retreat, spiritual retreat for people who want to come and enjoy, number one, nature, and also join us and our teachers with whatever we have to offer. So, and I really need money for that. I really need money to build a beautiful state-of-art retreat center, to build a beautiful dome house. Okay, it is something totally unique and beautiful. And that is why I need this money. I want to complete my life purpose during my lifetime. All right, I don't want to just retire and take care of my grandchildren. It's not my goal. Although I would like to play with my grandchildren at some point, my main goal is to complete my mission. Well, you're going to say, how do you know it's your mission? And how do I know what's my mission? It all comes from practice. It all comes through working with teachers. I've been in practice for more than 17 years, working with various teachers from different teachings and yoga and active visualization. That helped me out to understand myself much better, what I'm all about. Am I all about just to live this life, to die and kind of like, okay, fine, yes, my life was pretty good. I had a good material things in life, my house, and this and that, and the land. I was able to give my child a good education and all of that. But is that what it's all about? Is that what life is all about? Just that? Just think about it. What is your life is all about? What is it all about? And this question is really important, specifically for people who's like over 45, when we're going to start feeling this involution processes really on a material, tangible level. The body will never be young again. It will grow older, and we need to accept that fact. You know, some people go crazy with all these fillers and plastic surgery and some other things, and nothing's wrong with this. I'm not against that at all. Maybe at some point I'll do this as well. Nothing is done so far, but it's not all about that. It's not about bringing the beauty back with the hardship. It's all about completing your mission. That's why you've been placed on Earth. And don't think that you just some random human being that's been born on Earth plane in order to survive, in order to pay your bills, in order to have children, your grandchildren, and then retire and die. No, that would be too sad to think this way. But when you think that you may have a greater purpose, maybe you don't know yet what your purpose is, but if you're going to be open up to discover and to understand yourself better, then you have a greater chance to understand your life purpose. What am I all about? What am I all about? Why I was invited to the Earth plane? And the chance for you to be born is really like, I remember one lady was just saying at the TED talk that I think it's like 1 in like 4 trillion cases that your genes came together in order for you to be born, something like that. Don't judge me for whatever I'm saying, but I'm trying to remember exactly what she was saying. But the idea is that you haven't been born by chance. The genes that have been passed through centuries been put together, sort together in order for us to get born. So we're such a unique creatures, and we really need to, because of that, we need to complete our mission. And that's when the money gonna come. They're gonna come, okay? So I want to connect more everything like this. I'm gonna just go through the entire drawing and feel it, feel it. How does it feel to get connected to financial abundance? How does it feel? Do you feel expansion? Do you feel that you are growing, that something inside of you growing? You are expanding. You are feeling the connection using all your resources to gather the financial flow that exists for everyone and accessible by everyone once everyone unblocks their limiting beliefs. They're holding them back from getting the abundance in their life. Saying again, I know lots of you just joined. Maria Volkova and we are running 5-day challenge, Mastering the Abundance Mindset, 5 days free challenge starting in February. Starts in February 17, right after my birthday, right after Valentine's Day. And it's totally free, which is beautiful. We want to, as many people, qualified people to join as possible, so you guys can have a snapshot of how to feel the abundance and what exactly needs to be done in order to really get in tune with your true purpose. Okay, I'm inviting you to explore. Oh boy, it feels fantastic. You know, I talk too much. That's what we usually do during the drawing, because we don't want you to fall asleep. Lots of you don't draw. I know some of you just drawing and most of you not. You guys watching, whoever came live, just to experience and see how the work has been done through Neurographica. Okay. Again, by watching, it's very hard to get an experience. You have to be a hands-on in order to experience. You know, it's almost like some people watching, other people drawing, and they come and say, okay, I understood everything. What did you understand? Oh, so you just drawing these lines. They're like unusual lines, and then you kind of like binding them together. All right, what else you understood? You know, there were some ideas, but I know all of that. I know all of this. Skepticism comes in place, and they like, I know all of that. It's BS. Don't believe in that. It's just a BS. Specifically, artists who've been trained as artists, they have that notion. Don't believe Neurographica. Just run away from this because they don't believe in that. They've been trained in a totally different way. And again, remember what I said about belief system? Once you believe in something, it's very hard to get out of this belief. And all we can do is to educate people and ask them, please do a hands-on. Don't just watch us drawing. Do yourself. Get your own ideas. People discover Neurographica through experiment. That's what they do. Okay? So I think I had enough lines. I'm going to start kind of like coloring. And the way we're coloring, I said that we're going to touch on colors in Neurographica. The way we're coloring, we don't create mosaic using colors. We're really creating so-called large figures using the same color, and it happens intuitively. We don't really decide, oh, okay, I'm going to start here or there or here. We just pick one item and we start coloring. And look what I'm doing. I am within the boundaries of the marker. I'm not going outside just coloring like this. I'm coloring within the boundaries. And I just picked the color that I felt like picking. If you ask me, like, why did you pick the purple? Because I wanted to. Can I explain that? No, I can't. I have no idea why I picked that color. It all happens subconsciously. And that's the beauty of Neurographica, because if I would do everything with my left brain, believe me, I would not be able to get results that I want to get. Why? Because Neurographica is not about just the left brain. It's about balancing your left and right hemisphere. That's how it works. And activating your dormant neurological connection, creating new ones that would help us out to achieve the goal. Okay? So I started coloring, and let me see how far I can go with this color. Again, I'm doing everything intuitively. I'm not forcing anything here. That's how we color, right? We're not going outside of the boundaries of the marker. Everything should stay within the boundaries. And maybe something colored. If we use one color in one place, it's the advice is to use it somewhere else for the composition, for the beauty. Let's just remember we are right now switching mostly to artistic mode where we're using colors. But believe it or not, colors also have a very profound meaning in Neurographic. It depends what colors you're using. You can get different results. Sometimes you feel like using light colors, like light blue. Sometimes you feel like using hot colors, like red. And that really influences the drawing a lot of times. Okay? So what I'm doing right now, I'm coloring intuitively, not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm coloring because I want to color here. Okay? We'll see where it's going to bring us. And I'm not really looking for any images ever. Some people say to me, oh, Margarita, like you've got such a strong visual channel. I don't see anything. You don't supposed to see anything. If you see something, it's more like a additional benefit. It's something, it's like a side effect of the drawing. But it is totally abstract. You're not supposed to. And if you see something, good for you. You saw something, but it doesn't change the perspective of the whole work, because it can be totally abstract and bring amazing results. Or you may see some images and not to get any results at all. I've seen it a lot. People getting some butterflies, some flowers, and they're like, what would it mean, those butterflies or flowers? It's very easy to get butterfly or flower using Neurographica because of the nature of the lines. You know, when you see butterfly with the wings, or when you see a flower, just know that it is an easy image in Neurographic unless you find the deep meaning in that. Like last time we've been drawing, yes, I've got a butterfly, but this butterfly brought a message for me that I really need to take it easy, not to push so hard as I was pushing. So something I have to listen to, attune to these universal messages that come my way. But it only comes with experience. It's very difficult to experience messages or kind of like feel what the drone is trying to tell us when we first starting. It's really, really difficult to experience that. That's why we're saying you really need to start drawing in order to feel the effect. And here's what I'm doing. Some people saying it takes so much time to complete the drawing. Yes, sometimes, that's specifically in the beginning, it may take a lot of time because we're just starting. We're trying to learn the right way, and it takes time. It takes time. Specifically, we want to create a beautiful drawing where, you know, to impress ourselves, impress our family. Then it could take time. But today we're gonna kind of like go fast because the time is limited. I can't sit here for 3 hours right now. Again, if you want to learn in depth how it works, you can always reach out to me, offering level 1, level 2 of Neurographica professional training. So just let me know. Hi, Mariana, I see you. I see you just joined. That's wonderful. And once you learn the method, then you're going to start understanding and seeing the results. Right now I'm coloring. I'm not attached to the end result. I'm just coloring and letting the flow to bring me to the ending kind of drawing where I would look at, and I'll try to attune to the meaning of the drawing and just to understand better what goes on here. What goes on here? We've got beautiful results last time with Irene Cohen, who's here. It's just fantastic. She's got some images there that gave her lots of ideas about what's going on. We've got a Wheel of Fortune, which was fantastic. I was so impressed, Irene, you know, I was happy with your results. But again, Irene been studying for how long? For almost a year, right? And dedicated to work, dedicated to practice. That's how you're getting results. You're not getting results by watching. Although maybe some results you may still get, but not tangible, not super tangible results. So I see things are starting coming together. I am going to continue coloring. All I want you to get is right now is the coloring concept, how we do coloring in Neurographica. You could see that we're not going all over the places. We are staying in the boundaries of the marker. That's what we do. And we're doing it intuitively, totally intuitively. Let me do that. Okay, so now I feel like going back to purple and add some more purple. And sometimes we don't really need to color everything on the paper. We are coloring until we are satisfied with the drawing, until we're getting not images, but the messages from the drawing. That's when we stop. We don't have to really create a masterpiece. All we need is just to get to the point where we're satisfied. Yes, Irene, thank you so much, darling. Really, you're a wonderful student. You're a pleasure to deal with. All right, so let me just continue. And when we're doing it, first of all, we need to see, are we breathing? Are we holding the breath? Are we engaged into the practice, or our thoughts somewhere else? We're thinking about maybe renovation of the apartment, or how you're going to talk to your boss tomorrow. Where are you right now? Where are you in your thoughts? Am I losing you during the lesson? So that's something that you really need to watch yourself and bring yourself back when you feel like something is really pulling you away from work and you start doing things mechanically. Mechanically, nothing works. You can do mechanical work when you do maybe some easy artistic projects than mechanical probably, but I doubt that as well, because even with artistic work, mechanical rarely works. Let me just show you one of my drawings. It's just a drawing, but it became a painting together with, we called it Eternal Bond. together with Olga Chamlina, who's here. We've created beautiful paintings, smaller version and the larger version. And here you could see the collaborative work of Egan Schiele and Gustav Klimt kind of inspired this whole drawing. And now we have one painting that we sold, and we have a second painting, large scale. It is totally tantric. You could see lots of elements here. It's about love. It's about yin and yang. It's about connection of male and female, universal flow of love. It's all about the beauty and tantra and the music. And this particular drawing for me was done on a large scale, and then I minimized it. Okay, I minimized it. I took a picture of that, but the painting itself is pretty large, and it's actually hanging on my wall behind me. So when I'm doing art, I'm all in there. I don't do it mechanically. I need to feel the flow. I need to get in touch with everything that goes on. And again, you may ask me, Margarita, were you an artist when you started? No, guys, I was not. I was not an artist. My parents would never believe ever that I would start drawing and creating large-scale paintings. Never, ever. Never, ever. But it happened, okay? And I'm proud of it, that I've done something, not because I'm proving somebody anything, it's just because I'm capable of doing such a beautiful work, I think. Sorry for not being very modest on that, but for me, all my drawings are beautiful. I love them, and I love all the drawings that my students do. So that's why I'm saying that don't listen what other people tell you. Get out from your belief system. Get in tune with your reality instead of living somebody else's reality. You know, some so-called friends, because they're not capable of getting out their belief system, they would drag you into their misery. They would tell you, oh, no, don't do anything, you're not. Well, stay with me in my misery, basically. That's the message that comes subconsciously. And I'm sure you guys experience people like that who would drag you to their misery, okay? They would give you some ideas. They would try to influence you. Specifically, if you live with the person, if you are married and or live with your boyfriend and girlfriend, and she or he like live in their narrow-minded belief system, they would drag you into their world. And unless you're putting effort in order to get out from this, even though staying with this person and loving this person, but still working on yourself, very possible that all these processes of involution are going to drag you into their belief system. And that's not what you want. You really want to develop yourself. You don't want to stay in this mode of slowly dying and not being able to complete your life mission. All right, so I love it. I love it. I feel great. I feel like I'm getting connection here. I'm getting some ideas of what it's all about. And you know, my visual channel is extremely strong. Not everyone has such a strong visual channel, but it doesn't mean that you cannot do neurographic just because of that, right? Some people have a strong audio channel, and some people just have beautiful hands that, you know, they're creating beautiful work without being totally attuned emotionally and on the body level with the work that they do. But my visual channel is pretty strong. And what I feel here is almost like here's the head of the person right on top. And it is a human figure that goes across the whole thing. Maybe arms here and the body and the legs. And this figure is like really huge. It's like a giant figure of a human who's really getting everything what's needed in order to achieve the goals. That's the idea that I'm getting. You may see totally different thing. You may say, well, I don't see anything, or maybe like I see something, but you don't have to see anything. We basically, when we're looking at each other's drawing, we are reflecting through our mirror neurons something that what we see, but other people may see something totally different, totally different. And some people don't see anything, and that is totally fine. And you're not supposed to see anything, but I do. I see things because I've done huge amount of drawings. I've been doing it since 2017 in March. So it's going to be 3 years in March since I'm doing it. And I've been doing it like totally dedicated, obsessed person. 1, 2 drawings a day. I got totally obsessed about the idea of creating these beautiful drawings. And you really need to be in love. If you're forcing yourself, you're not going to be able to get results. You really need to be in love in order to create the beauty of whatever goes on here. All right, all right. I don't really want to finish. I want to continue and continue. It just feels like I'm getting so much of insight, so many insights, so much of energy of what's going on. And for you guys, you probably, whoever is drawn with me, you guys see something that goes on with you, right? You may see something that gives you insights about what it's all about. I already got what I wanted. I've got my beautiful giant that is totally capable, willing, and my giant really is going to get anything in life, whatever she programs. It's a female giant, okay? And the feeling is totally, I'm getting it. I'm going to get it. Everything is going to be in place. Everything is going to be beautiful. Okay. It's just, maybe I don't want to say goodbye, guys. Maybe I don't want to say goodbye to you. I hope that you guys watching it and you're getting some ideas. Of course, for people who are watching it for the first time, a lot of things would not make sense. Not from whatever they see, not from whatever I'm saying. Some of that you may say, oh, it's a nonsense, it doesn't make sense. Well, whatever you say. Until you experience it, nothing really matters. You have to experience it. This work needs to be done through experience, through direct touch, mind-body connection. You cannot comprehend this method analytically. And I don't care. I don't care if people come and say Neurographica is not a really a potent and powerful method. And I'm asking them, how many drawings did you do? How many of them? And they say, I don't need to do drawings in order to see whether or not the method works. Attackers, haters, they come and they say all these things. And then I say, hey guys, go and complete one drawing. You don't even have to take my course. Go to YouTube channel. You know, there's a bunch of Russian speaking teachers preaching there. And, you know, we just like it that the method was born by Russian psychologist and philosopher Pavel Piskarev. But again, art is the universal language. Art is the universal language. And that's why I'm doing it in English, because most of the world speaks English, not Russian language. And that's why I want people to get a feeling of what it's all about, to see the technique of putting the colors together, putting the figures together, coloring, making sure that we are creating something meaningful, not just for the sake of drawing. Because Neurographica is not about just for the sake of drawing. It has to have a meaning. Or we could just simply contemplate by drawing. It's possible as well. Contemplation process where you just drawing the lines, getting connected with the energy of universe. And then the ideas start popping up. Here I see another giant. Ooh, there are 2 of us. I almost feel like I see a female giant and I see a male giant collaborating with each other. Collaborating. Wow, that's interesting. That's interesting. And then I'm thinking, what is this? What is the universe trying to tell me? What is it all about? And your answer is going to be correct, whatever you're going to answer for yourself or for me, because for the mirror neurons, you will interpret your way. I'm going to interpret my way. I just see male and female energy, very strong male energy here, and flying, flowing female energy. And they connected through action. They connected through action, through triangle. They're getting collaborating. They collaborate through action. Okay? Wow, that's interesting. I don't know yet what it means, guys. Sometimes you have to sleep on it. We even say it's nice to do Neurographica before you go to bed, because when you sleep on it, then you may get ideas. What was it all about? Right now, I can give you the answer. I just sense male and female energies kind of like crossing each other through action, through triangle. They're not looking at each other. They're kind of like separate from each other. But what unites them is the action. What unites them, resources that are put together here. Maybe I need to engage female part of me and male part of me in order to get to abundant flow. I don't have to be stuck only in the male energy of action, or just female flow of just being in this world and creating the art. Wow, I'm getting some messages here, guys. And that's how, when you're doing your drawings, you getting into the state where all of a sudden everything's starting coming together and really giving you the answers, what it's all about. What it's all about. No wonder I didn't want to stop. I wanted to continue because I didn't feel like I'm completing the work. The work is not complete. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. And usually what happens, my students know that towards the end of drawing, everything slows down. The talking slows down, my voice slows down, my intonation slows down. I'm getting into this kind of like meditative state where all of a sudden the whole idea and everything that I was doing here, they all come together and trying to tell me something. Trying to tell me something important. Male and female energy. Now I'm pondering, asking myself, what might it mean? What is it all about? What? No, I don't know. I don't know yet. But I see the beauty. I see that everything makes sense here because all the colors working well together and they creating the balance feeling. I don't feel like something is out of order here on this drawing. Everything is in order. Okay. And I love it. It gives me a nice warm feeling. Of course, I can continue coloring and maybe add more paper and continue coloring until I get a large scale drawing. But the idea was not to do that. The idea was to show you how you collaboratively build the blocks using Neurographic, build the figures together in order to get a meaning out of them, through the flow, through the lines, connecting, through figures, connecting, getting large scale figures, right? Getting meaning out of those figures, trying to understand what it's all about. And if the feeling is pleasant, that means we are on the right path. And I'm getting very pleasant feeling, very pleasant. Last time I've got a beautiful butterfly I should show you. Give me one sec. Let me reach out. Last time, that's what I've got in the group when I was drawing it. I was drawing with the Russian group, Genius Power Club. Irene was drawing with me. I was getting connection. I didn't do any resources here, but what I've done a connection between myself and the universal power, and then I've got a beautiful butterfly between two of us, meaning here that I have to really take it easy. Through the beauty, through some lightness, through beauty, through everything that goes on around me, I can actually create this abundant flow that creates this embryo, the golden embryo that will bring abundance, happiness, finances, anything that I want in life, my personal freedom. You see how different those two drawings are? And here we see so totally different, totally different. We added resources, right? And complexity of the drawing increased. and we're getting totally different results. So what we do in Neurographic at the end, we are drawing lines. We call them field lines, and they are supercharged with energy. And why are we doing them? Because we want everything to come true. That's like the ending point. It's like Om sound, where we're saying, yeah, let it be, let it happen. Let the universal power to charge this drawing and bring it to results, the results that we want to achieve in life. Let us do that. And we don't draw them usually a lot, like maybe 3, 4, sometimes 5 is enough. And all we need to do is just to round in some places. We don't round them everywhere. We just round them here and there. And those lines bring the electricity. They really supercharge the entire drawing in order for this drawing to get activated and start bringing results immediately. Okay, that's about it. That's about it. Now I feel complete with this drawing and I'm satisfied with results. I love this male female giants, and they dancing, I guess. They're like, let's dance, right? I love it. It is an easiness and fun in all of this. It doesn't have to be a hardship. Life is not about hardship. It's about fun. Okay, guys. So I think I'm ready to complete. It took us 1.5 hours today, but I think it was all worth it because you guys been exposed to working with elements and coloring and creating meanings, contemplation part, getting attuned towards the end of the drawing to the energies that the drawing brings and the senses that the drawing brings, also satisfied, not satisfied. When we start drawing, a lot of people don't get satisfied. They're saying, oh, I don't like my drawing. Well, in the beginning, it's hard to like your drawing immediately, but with time, what happens, we start liking our drawings because we're getting experience, we're getting full understanding of what we're doing, and that brings the sense of beauty. It brings the sense of completion. Some drawings are more complete, some drawings less complete. This one was just one of my most beautiful drawings, which I love and adore. And I've got a lot of messages coming through this whole thing, no matter how I turn it, right? I could turn just like that. That's the beauty of Neurographic, because through rotation, we're getting different meanings. All right, guys, do you have any questions? Who's got questions? Let's see. Anybody? Gonna wait for a couple of seconds. If I don't see any, I assume that you don't have questions at this point. Again, while I'm waiting, I just want to repeat. Find us on Facebook, Rewired for Abundance Community, Mastering the Abundance Mindset, 5-day challenge. I will post the links in the comments. Whoever wants to come and join us, we would greatly appreciate it. We would love you to join. Join my programs that I offer online. And I hope to see you next time. The next lesson is going to be next week. I'm thinking about the subject matter. What I want to conclude with Valentine's Day with the relationship, right? Because I really want to bring some redness, some beauty, some, look at that. I'm getting ready. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely getting ready to Valentine. And that we're going to do is last. So I would need to think about what we're going to do next time. Maybe we're going to work on the law of attraction, because lots of people asking me how I can graphically work with the law of attraction. And this is something that I'm contemplating would be beneficial for everyone to get exposed to. All right, guys. So I assume there are no questions at this point. The video is going to be here on my timeline. Please feel free to come back to rewatch, do your drawings, post them in comments. I would love to see them, and I hope to see you next time. You guys have a beautiful night. It's 10:04 p.m. here in New York, and I would love to see you draw. Working in mind. Thank you, darling. Thank you, Raida. You joined later. What I said, I'm dedicating this whole lesson to you, darling, and even the fact that you've been in the hospital and still drawing. No one has excuses not to draw, sitting home, right? Even if they're tired, even if they come after work. Really love it. I love your dedication, guys. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Irene. You guys, like, really super trooper warriors. And I know you guys are going to get to your goals. I have no doubts because of your dedication and your patience and your consistency with your work. All right, guys. I'll see you all, and have a wonderful night. Have a great weekend, and happy drawing. Bye now.